Hello there everyone, Soulster17, let me first like usual right now on the picture, non-paid video. Alright, okay. So, here's the thing, we're gonna get into, well, you know, part 2 of why Deku can use the Force. So, hold up, sorry. Oh, so I just found out something from Valhalla, about Valhalla, so, yeah, don't mind me. I'm just reading what my friend was telling me. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. But anyways, so you guys kept on asking me a lot of questions about what is Deku gonna be. Basically, in a sense, making him a gray Jedi. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Why give him the ability to use the Sith's powers to the fullest extent and the light side of the Force? I mean, the Jedi's abilities. Like, right now, he learned the dark side. Now he's gonna, be trained by the light side. Force users. So, I thought it would be kind of more easier to have him learn the dark side, so that way he knows. So when you teach by the lights, the Jedi's, basically the Sith first, then the Jedi's, to see what's the difference. But I figured out something. To basically, you guys are gonna be like, what? How? Easy. I thought it'd be just a lot more simple, a lot more easy. For this to actually happen. So, instead of Izuku opening up a portal to, get a Kyber crystal on the planet. Oh my god, I took a picture of the name. Hold on. Okay, this pronunciation, I may say it wrong, but the ice planet Ilum. The way how I saw it on Google, I took a picture from Google, the I is low, it's basically lowercase, not upper. Then it's L-U-M, so please leave in the comments saying I got that wrong. So, I already know, I didn't watch the whole entire video what I made, but I know a few things, and I remember a lot of these things. So, also I made Katsumi, the twin sister, be around. So, anyways, Yoda. That's what I'm going to say, something. That's all I'm going to say is Yoda. But anyways, let's get into this what if. So, this is part 2. What Deku can use the Force. So, as we start off, Izuku is meditating before his training starts again. He's trying, though, to get in contact with someone from the light side of the Force. That was not Anakin / Darth Vader. And when he does, he meets Yoda again. And he opens up his eyes. He basically looks around and he sees Yoda's life. And, he sees everything. Like a lot. He was like, huh, so this is what your life was, Master Yoda. And, he was, yes, indeed, it was. So, I have a few things, not to teach you, but to, how can I say this? He goes, stories, wisdom, allies, information or something. I don't know. He goes, well, it's probably best off if we start from the basics. Come. So, basically, Yoda does teach Izuku. The training, it just has physical body to be more agile, take more hits, basically. And, basically when Yoda tells him to do exactly the same thing as Luke would do, he wanted to see, though, how much Izuku could lift. Basically, oh my god, I knew I should have took all these notes. It's been a while since I remember them. Hold on. Okay, it was an X-Wing, but it's 10 times bigger than the one Luke would have lifted. And, since it's 10 times bigger, it's 10 times heavier. In which Yoda is surprised with how far Izuku can basically lift it out of basically the water. He basically mimicked the planet that he was on. And so, when Izuku moves it to the side and puts it down, he goes, "How was that, Master Yoda?" It was impressive. Now then, as Qui-Gon said, you need to go to the planets to get a Kyber saber. I mean, a Kyber crystal. I don't know why I was about to say Kyber saber. Anyways, he goes, "Yes, but how am I going to get there?" He's like, I already got in touch with somebody through the Force for you." I mean, not many people come to this galaxy, but he was nearby. He's like, "Wait, who is he?" He goes, "You will see. But you'll also be trained by him in some way or form." So, Izuku, be safe. Also, may the Force be with you. I'm sorry if you guys want me to do the Yoda voice, but I mean, I think I do a bad impression of Yoda. So, I don't really want to. In which Izuku does say, "Thank you." And after that, Izuku does wake up. He is sweating, basically, because, well, I mean, he would be shocked by this. He's like, I guess the training was more, well, physical. So, when, basically Izuku, gets up, he goes to the kitchen area where Qui-Gon is. He's like, "Sensei, I was trained by Yoda." He's like, how was it? How was it? He was like, "Well, I'm way more agile now. I just have to do the routine, basically." He goes, which Qui-Gon does ask, "What routine?" He goes, "Oh, about," basically he goes 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and the take and run every single day. He was like, what?" He goes, he said he got it from an anime. But he did tell me to take a break every so often and stretch. And try to, well, be more flexible. So, he goes, "Oh." So he was, Basically, he basically just said a way how to be flexible without even trying. He goes, "Well, that's good." So, anything else? He goes like, "Oh yeah, he got in contact with somebody through the Force for us, so we can get to the planet Ilum." So yeah, Kyber Saber Crystal. He's like, "I see. Who will be?" He's like, I don't know, but eh." And well, just then the doorbell rings, which Izuku already, just realized it. Basically, he had sensed them, and they have a lot of force. Basically the force abilities. Well, force power. They're strong in the force, basically. Which Qui-Gon goes like, "Be ready, Izuku." He's like, "Yes, Sensei." So Izuku goes over to the door. He opens it, and what he sees is a man in his 60s. No hair. Wearing a weird outfit. Basically, it's, how can I say this? It's white. It looks like there's a hood on it. There's a robe. It's a robe, and they said there's two. Izuku already see two lightsabers on his side, and then he goes, "Izuku Midoriya, Qui-Gon." He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Me." He takes off the hood and he reveals himself. He's like, "I'm Starkiller. Basically, I met Yoda already, a long time ago." He goes, "Huh? Wait, then how are you like you? I was, well, trained in the ways of the Sith. But I became a Jedi. I still have a few tricks that I learned on my own. And, well, I found a way how to be, well, agent slowly with the Force. So I've been alive for hundreds of years." Okay. Which he says, may I come in? He's like, sure. So Izuku lets him in, and Qui-Gon, sees him. He was like, ah, so you're the one Yoda talked to me about a long time ago. He goes, yep. So you're the famous Qui-Gon. It's a pleasure to meet you. Likewise. Actually, let me just make sure I got that name right, because I think I'm wrong. Okay, I was right. It was Starkiller. Great. So, as he asks, Starkiller sits down, as he does, and Izuku sits down, and Qui-Gon's just standing. He goes like, so, how did you get onto this planet? He goes, easy, with my ship. Basically, the hyperspace was quite easy to get here in a couple of days. But, for this area of the galaxy and sector, it'll take about at least 2 months to get to Ilum, so he can get his crystal. But, luckily, I don't think it'll be a problem for him. As soon as I enter this galaxy, I can sense him through the Force. Which Izuku was like, do I have that much power in the Force? He goes, Starkiller just looks at him. He was like, are you kidding me? I mean, you're near your prime. And yet, the way how much Force, power in the Force you have, it's like you're Dark Vader and a lot of the strongest Siths and Jedis ever to be born. Probably all mashed up in one. I mean, what? How do you get so strong in these? Which Qui-Gon says, 14, 10 to 11 years. 10 to 11 years, and Starkiller says. It's like, well, I was first being trained in knowledge and my body, and then the abilities of the Force. And then Jedi, Jedi training with the lightsaber techniques and forms. So, oh, is that all? He was like, oh, no. I can read the past Siths or Jedi's memories and be taught by them. Which Starkiller just looks at him and be like, you can do what now? He was like, I can learn from the past Sith and Jedi. And then I basically can incorporate their style of fighting and abilities into my own. And basically Starkiller is just legit just contemplating and Yoda wants him to have a hyperspace crystal. He can probably just make a lightsaber with just basically the Force. He doesn't even need one. But whatever. I'm kind of interested in see what his crystal will be. So, he's like, alright, pack up some clothing and we gotta get going. Because we're kind of wasting precious time. He's like, right. So Izuku goes pack up and, well, basically, he follows Starkiller with Qui-Gon, following him. Well, while they're walking, he basically will bump into somebody. Which is Bakugo and Katsumi. And he was like, sorry about that. And Bakugo was like, Izuku. He was like, what do you want, Bakugo? Which, he was all nice and kind. Just been the old, he kind of acts a way of being can Izuku around Qui-Gon and anyone who's basically can use the Force. And then when he sees people he doesn't like, he goes Sith mode. He legit will kill him in a second. But then he sees Katsumi. He goes, oh, hi Katsumi. Which he just smiles at her. She goes, not Katsumi. He goes, oh, hi Katsumi. And then she goes, hi Izuku. Not Izuku. Sorry, wrong name. Brain moving fast. Thinking while I'm talking. So he goes Izuku. He's like, it's Midoriya to you. He's like, yeah, look. Back then I'm save it. You're still the same prick as I remember. Which, that shocks him. And then he goes like, look man, I just want to, he goes like, I am not the person you're talking to. You're not, basically Bakugo says you're not the person I'm talking to. Enjoy your time with your sister and leave me alone. I'll enjoy my time with my sister and leave you alone. Now walk that way. At which he basically says, come on Katsumi, let's go. Which she's like, Izuku, what did you... And then he just says, I messed up, didn't I? Which Kraken goes, yes you did. You should probably, he goes like, I know. And which then he stops time. Why? Because why not? I mean, it kind of be obvious he could probably stop time just for brief seconds. Well, technically, by him using the Force, seconds will be technically hours. So basically, 1 second in real time will be technically 1 hour for them. Basically, though, I mean, it could be like kind of like the old self, but he was tired and he wasn't like, there's a lot of stuff happening all at once. So, yeah, that's how I thought. Anyways, so basically, Katsumi's like wondering what's happening. He was like, look, I don't really have much time to explain, but here's the thing. I am quirkless, but I have power. Power that cannot be taken, nor, well, it can be learned, but you have to be born with the ability to be able to use it. Not many can. Basically, it's called the Force. Alright? You're getting all these different abilities, powers. Okay? So, that's what's happening. I just used one of it. And it's called this mind trick that the Jedi would use to sway people to do what they want. Or just to leave them alone, like I did to your brother. Okay? Sorry. I know you may hate me because now you're gonna say, oh, it's a quirk. It's not. Alright? We'll talk when I get back. Bye. As basically he's walking, he restarts time and he's walking away with Starkiller. And Starkiller says, was that the best option? He was like, better than nothing. Come on. Which he goes like, what's with the whole entire... He's like, look, I like to change my personality sometime. I like to be all nice, like I used to be when I was a kid. And then, when I got older, I kind of became in between hatred and kindness. Mash up into one. And so, I just am this way, really. So then I guess like a total dick. Or a nice or total kind-hearted person. He's like, wait, what the, why would you, he was like, it's basically just saying I'm a freaking jerk. Okay? He's like, you're basically, this planet's words are weird. It's like, Qui-Gon just says, you get used to it. I mean, he doesn't really curse much, but, By the way, yeah, sorry for saying that if you guys are getting offended, but it's like, I mean, I'm kind of making him be a gray Jedi, and his personality also is a mess, like, is literally, like that, so he's gonna just say bluntly what he's like, and it was a curse word, but, you guys get what I mean. So, anyways, so continuing on, so, Izuku is walking with Starkiller, Bakugo and Katsumi are walking. Katsumi says, Bakugo, I'm gonna go over to a friend's house for the next while, okay? I'm gonna be gone. Because Katsumi, where we're going to is like, I know, just change the plans. Sorry. So, she's, running where she sees Izuku and this person going. And so she follows them. Basically, if you're wondering, how is she gonna be following them when they can use the Force? Basically, Qui-Gon notices that Izuku doesn't notice along with Starkiller because they're talking. And they're too much in conversation on, because they're talking about lightsaber design, what he wants. He says, I don't really know. So, he was like, alright, so let me talk about the training I may be able to give you at least. So, while they're doing this, Qui-Gon says, huh, so she's following us. Should I intervene? And he looks back at Izuku, he was like, he really has no friends at all. It'd be better off if he has a friend to talk to and understand and know what he can really do. Alright, I won't interfere. So, basically, what happens is, Starkiller landed his ship in the woods. So when they get to the woods, Katsumi doesn't see nothing, but he was like, where's your ship? He was like, right here. And then basically he, pulls up, his sleeve from his left arm, press some buttons, and then all of a sudden, boom! His ship decloaks. Which he was like, holy crap, this is better than Earth's technology. He's like, of course, Earth's primitive. I mean, the technology you've seen right now is nothing. Just you wait and see. And then he was like, alright, so him, Qui-Gon, and Starkiller, Izuku, and Qui-Gon all get onto the ship. Katsumi sees follows as quickly as she can, but the doors, being closed, and the motor, basically the ship is getting ready to take off. If basically she gets on, because I'm making it where she has the same quirk as Bakugo, but the only difference is she basically can shoot out explosions anywhere. So she basically shoots out an explosion, from her, basically arms and basically her hand and leg, basically the bottom of her feet, and she basically shooting herself to get onto the ship, which she does. And when she gets on, this is when they take off, and basically Starkiller just says, "All right, here's the thing. This is gonna be your room, Deku. Not Deku, Izuku. All right. Wait, before we leave Earth's atmosphere and area, just text your mom if she ever comes back where you're going, okay?" He's like, yeah, you're right. Which, he asks, how long are we going to be gone for? Well, depending on where we are from Ilum, it's going to probably take, like I said, 2 months. As if we don't need to refuel and have to go out of hyperspace for every so often. He's like, okay, gotcha. So basically, he just says, around 6 months. He's like, give or take. We also can work on your training with your lightsaber then. He's like, great. So, he basically texts his mom saying, hey mom, I'm going to be gone for a couple months with some friends. Training and exercise, okay? Try to get into UA. Basically, before you ask, yes, I got friends, and I met people who say that a quirkless person can become a hero. So, they're willing to help me train. And basically, after that, Inko texted back saying, oh my god, sweetie, I'm so happy for you. Yeah, take all the time you need. Just, get ready to get in, UA get back before, the entrance exam. It's gonna be on this date. And he's like, right. Thanks, mom. She goes, no problem. Basically, Katsumi does exactly the same thing. And she was like, alright, just be careful, okay? She goes, I will, mom. Bye. And so, after he basically shown his room, he puts his stuff away. He gets into the passenger seat, or sit basically in the other seat where Starkiller will be piloting the ship. And Izuku will sit in the other seat. Basically, he goes, hey, you got everything? He goes, my mom told me the date, it's on this date. So he's like, alright, that should give us enough time. So basically, he recloaks the ship, and then he takes off, and they go flying away. Katsumi, could feel the ship moving. She was like, what the? How are we? Never mind. And then all of a sudden, Qui-Gon appears in front of her. He goes, hello there. She does scream, which basically Izuku and Starkiller heard. And well, all of a sudden, Obi-Wan appears. He was like, did you just did you just copy me? He's like, Obi-Wan, how have you been? And he's like, Master, did you copy me? He's like, yes. Is that a problem? He's like, no, but why did you... He's like, I thought it was more suitable to act like you for this moment. Which then, all of a sudden, Izuku and Starkiller comes in, and he goes like, Sensei, what's wrong? Oh, nah, fuck. Which Starkiller just like, how did she get here? Izuku's like, I'm the one who should be asking that. Oh, got up. Katsumi, how the hell you get on the ship? She goes, I followed you. But I mean, how? He was like, use my quirk. He's like, why? I need to know what the hell's going on. Second, what is this? And who is he? I couldn't see him until he was like, oh, I am Qui-Gon. I am Izuku's sensei, or you could say master. I am his, aka, teacher. Who's, yeah, pretty much. I mean, the reason why I've been so well and healthy is because of him. But anyways, besides the point. Just, how did I not notice you were... And then Qui-Gon says, oh, you were too much paying attention to, well, your chat with Starkiller here. So, I mean, that's out. He's like, and you didn't... He goes, no, you needed a friend. Okay, thank you, but, I mean, I could have made that on my own. Like, it was like, I mean a friend to know how, what's going on, that you can always talk to, no matter what. It's like, okay, fair enough, but who is he? And he goes like, this is Obi-Wan Kenobi, my other student before you. He's like, so you're the famous Obi-Wan. It's a pleasure to meet you. So, likewise. And all of a sudden Izuku just legit says, I can see why Anakin cares and hates you. She's like, wait, how did you... Was like, oh, I mean, I guess no Jedi has the ability to learn from the past of former Siths and Jedis. Which is like, wait, you can... Yes, I have Sith abilities. And yes, I have Jedi abilities. I'm still learning from the Jedis. But I have mostly all Siths. But I still prefer to use both. If I need to use the Sith, I'll use the Sith. If I need, I'll use the light. But anyways. Yeah, you're not a good... I guess you could say... This is only my opinion. I do like Obi-Wan as a character, but even I admit there could have been a chance Obi-Wan could have saved Anakin. There could have been a chance. Like, if he just talked it out, and there's like a lot of things Obi-Wan could have done and the Jedis could have done to prevent everything. So this is my opinion. Like, I'm just saying. If no one likes it, that's fine. I mean, so Izuku says, in all my opinion, you could have done a lot more for Anakin. Not as a sensei, well, yeah, as a teacher, but also as a, well, friend. You could have, had him maybe open up a little bit to you instead of hold his emotions in. I mean, and hold back who he was. That was probably the most your downfall. But hey, I'm, not you, so I'm just saying my opinion, so. Yeah. Anyways, Obi-Wan just looks at him and is like, I know you are right, and I realized it, but it was already too late. It's like, I know, I'm just saying. Anyways, well, so, how far are we from Earth's atmosphere already? It's like, well, we technically left it, even the ozone layer, so we're past probably the moon by now. It's like, should we? And then Qui-Gon goes like, no, keep going. It's like, but keep going, Izuku. It's like, yes, Sensei. Which, I mean, he got serious with him, so, which Obi-Wan goes like, it's rare to ever see you serious, Master. He was like, of course. But anyways, if since you're here, you can teach Izuku. He's like, really? He goes, yes. And what? Strategy. Diplomacy. Okay. So, I mean, even Obi-Wan's confused. And, well, they travel. They go into hyperspace as soon as they, as soon as they get back into the area of the ship. And Katsumi is amazed. And, well, they go into, light speed, hyperspace, basically. And so, what happens is this. Izuku learns from, well, Obi-Wan. Basically, he tells Izuku some scenes and imagine where he is. And, well, in certain scenes, Izuku has to figure out a strategy to save people, but also to defend his soldiers. And basically have to do a diplomatic truce or, well, trying to stall for time. Like, he's reliving Obi-Wan's memories, but he comes up with his own solutions that Obi-Wan thinks of different outcomes for, which just enhances Izuku's negotiation skills and strategic mind and analyzing. And basically, while this is happening, too, Starkiller teaches Izuku how to be a little bit more, well, aggressive. Even he knows about being a Sith, it's all about aggressive, but he also knows from Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, well, not really Obi-Wan yet, or anyone yet, how to be on the defense from, the teachings of the forms of the Jedis. And be patient. So, but he also, how Starkiller had that ultimate, force ability where he just, got covered in electricity and it's all of a sudden everyone's just dying? Yeah, Izuku gets that, but a variant version of it. Instead of blue, it's red. Why not? But it's, but he told him not to ever do in the ship, which he was about to. I mean, he tells him how to, and then he feels basically exactly the same way Obi-Wan's teaching him. And Izuku was after to do it in real life by accident, and Starkiller stopped him. So yeah, Katsumi and him became friends, really close actually. Friends real quick, which surprised him. Which, I mean, he is. I'm actually kind of surprised that we're so close friends. She goes, why? He goes well, counting on your brother? I thought he influenced you with saying, I'm the great Bakugo Katsuki. I'll be the #1 hero. I'm a god. My quirk. Basically. And she kind of laughs at this. She goes oh, no. No, I got my dad's personality. I'm the kinder one in the family. I mean, and less angry. He was I can tell. Hold on. Real quick. Alright, so. After that, a couple more days pass and they get to Ilum. And so, Starkiller already was already making on Izuku a suit. Also, I forgot to mention, they also went over designs for his lightsaber. Just in case. So, what happens is, the suit is to resist the cold, to help him. So basically, how can I say this? It's like a variant version of Starkiller's suit. Let me just make sure because I had a certain way I wanted it, but I wanted to base it off of Starkiller, so hold on. Okay, so basically, it's like that suit he wore on the trash planet. But it's for the cold. So he still has, that, you could say, cloak that goes around his face. Well, around him, and then it covers, some of his face and stuff. But now it also has a hood on. And basically, it's insulate to, with fur to keep him warm. And boots and such. He's but he does have some gloves that are just fingerless. He was are you sure about this? He's there's enough heat in that to keep you warm, Starkiller says to Izuku. So basically, it'll keep your whole entire body warm in no time. He's alright. should I expect anything? It's like, no, there really isn't much to go on. There's not many animals on this planet, and, well, how should I say this? The Emperor was trying to eliminate all kyber crystals, but there's a whole bunch that still survived, so it should be good. We're about to land on Ilum any minute now. It's like, alright, so Izuku gets dressed and everything, and he puts on the hood. Which Katsumi's like, how cold is this planet? He was like, no life is on this planet besides certain ones. That's how cold it is. It's like, actually, I don't think there's anything on this planet, Starkiller says. It's been a while since I've been here. Which Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan says, there isn't. It's lifeless. It's an ice planet. What do you expect? It's true. Besides the kyber crystals, they're living things, so. Which she's like, I know I learned a lot from you guys, but are we sure? I mean, it's hard to believe that there's something that's more powerful than a quirk out there. Well, actually, that is kind of a false thing, because a lot of things are more powerful than the quirk. But depends on the quirk. And then Qui-Gon does intervene and says, that is true, but the Force is everywhere, and not many people can use the Force. So it's very rare. It's better than the quirk, actually. She goes, that is true. So, after, their little chat, Izuku comes out. He goes, alright, I'm ready. Well, she goes, good. Now, Qui-Gon, should you tell him? He's like, yes. So, Izuku, be ready to search for your crystal. It may be a while, but use the Force as your guide. It'll call out to you. Understand? He's like, yes. Alright. And don't be, discouraged if it takes a while. Some students don't ever get a kyber crystal until they're ready. It takes many years, but I believe in you to get it. Thank you, Master. Sensei. I know it's hard. Since you've been, every time you relive someone's past, they always call their, teacher's master. So, yeah, it is. Now, we're about to land in 3 minutes. Right. So, Izuku gets ready to leave. Katsumi just says to him, after again, following him, she goes, basically he says, wait, what's wrong, Katsumi? She goes, I just want to say be careful, okay? Come back. You're my friend, so come on. It's like, I know, and at first I thought it was a bad idea to bring you, but I'm actually kind of glad. There were a few moments where I had to save you from some, people. Yeah, I did forget to mention they did have to do a few stops, and sometimes, Starkiller had to enter some fights because Katsumi was, just thinking people were making fun of her or harassing her. So, it turns out they weren't. But she couldn't understand them. So they apologize, and basically, they can tell she was from Earth, or she basically says an Earthling. Ugh. But, it's understandable. Basically, then she's like, did he just say ugh? Izuku was like, yeah. It's kind of obvious. Which then Starkiller says, to everyone in the galaxy and everywhere else that's ain't Earth, galaxy Milky Way, everyone thinks Earthlings and Earth is just so primitive to the point where they even stop going there, even if it does have quirks. Where she was like, oh. Basically, she has seen so many technologies, so many different places. It's kind of amazing. So, she doesn't take pictures because she doesn't want, everyone to find out, and basically they try to go to these places. Because no offense, she'll keep them in her memories forever. But no offense to everyone else in this world of My Hero Academia. Yeah, they'll try but fail every single time. So basically, when he basically, after, saying that, she says, well, I'm glad you're happy. Just be careful. I will, Katsumi. So, basically, she leaves. Izuku, basically sees the hatch opening as he jumps down and, basically lands. And, basically, there's a communication which Starkiller says, alright, basically, you're near the entrance of, the cave to find your Kyber Saber. I mean, not Kyber Saber, to find the Kyber crystals. Basically, just head in the direction forward. He's like, right, thanks. So Izuku travels, and turns out, it was really close. It was only like 30-minute walk. Which, it was cold, but the suit was working. He's like, man, I'm glad this thing's working. I would have frozen to death if I was on this planet alone. So, he goes into the cave, and basically, he has to go further in until he gets into an opening, in which he starts to see so many crystals. Well, he goes, they're so beautiful, but I have to find my own. My master said, use the force to guide me. That's what I'll do. So, he closes his eyes to sense, to see if he will find the crystal. And he gets a weird feeling. And he was like, what's this? So he goes deeper into this feeling he has as it's getting stronger. And then he opens up his eyes, he goes, that's it. It's coming from, as he sees in the direction it's going into a path that has less crystals, but it's strange. There's not that many crystals on it, so it's like, is that like a barren one? But why would that feeling go in that direction? I should not judge the Force, or ask questions about it. I was taught the Force works in mysterious ways, so I must go. So he goes in that direction. And, he finds out the path that he's going on is very, very dangerous. There are basically, he has to jump over gaps, he has to basically run on the walls, he has to basically parkour basically everywhere, in which he somehow lands on the basically hanging from the walls, stalactite, and maneuver using them to go around. And after about an hour of this, he gets into an area where it's just a circle. Nothing. No crystal, nothing. Which he was like, what the? But the feeling is so strong here. What's happening? What's going on? Which, all of a sudden, something appears with a red and blue eye. And he says, so, you're the one who I sensed. He's like, basically, is ready in a fight position. Well, hand-to-hand combat, basically. He was like, who are you? He was like, that does not matter, boy. The fact is, you're able to come this far, even sense where the crystal is here. Surprises me. Not many Jedi Jedi or Sith could realize where it was. But you. Who are you? He goes, I'm Izuku Midoriya. He goes, no. I mean, are you a Sith or a Jedi? Answer this question. He was like, what does it matter if I am? He goes, which the person that's looking at him is, just staring. He's like, oh, and says, oh, really? He's like, yeah, what happens if I am a Sith or a Jedi? What would you do? He goes like, simple. Fight you and kill you. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I am currently outside and I'll be going over to my friend's house. Well, then he'll be picking me up in my driveway, and then, I'll just continue the way from I get up to his house, but as of right now. So, as the voice asked him again, person/voice asked him again, who are you? And, well, Izuku was like, does it even matter? And then all of a sudden, basically Izuku is, well, brought somewhere, as he goes, what the? And it's all an empty void, which this person/voice says, a boy who was born with no power, basically on this planet that has these so-called quirks, was bullied so much, and then he awakened something within him and realized he had power. You were trained in a way that no one else could, neither Sith or Jedi, not even the Grey Jedis. Yeah. Well, I like to call them Grey Jedis, but it's like the Greys, basically. It's hard. Yeah, I think it's called Grey Jedis, but for now I'm just gonna call them Grey. So, like those Grey Warriors, the ones who are so similar to you, and yet you know nothing about them. How is that even possible? Which Izuku goes, what do you mean? He goes like, they have not been one since thousands of years ago, boy. Understand that. Okay, the one's picking up, so I'm gonna pause this. So, basically, as I was saying before, I said the wind's picking up. I need to pause. This voice, basically, that Izuku only sees red and blue eyes. Well, technically red and blue eyes. Is basically telling him what he has done, basically, and how he acts, even including that about the Grey Jedis, basically. I think they're Jedis, I'm not too sure. Yeah. Like I said, which of my friend, he basically just said, put the thumbs up saying I was right. So basically, and how he acts though is, like, he does kind of chuckle that how his life was, he's kind to those who deserve it, but as Izuku himself said, he's a jerk to those who deserve his, full almost being a jerk back. That's fine. I mean, technically you were trained by a Jedi ghost. You never were in an order. So tell me again, Izuku Midoriya, who are you? As Izuku, technically they were brought in like images. So he looking at all those images, and then he goes, "I'm a great Jedi," and then basically the voice. Not the voice, but the voice/person, yeah, just appears and basically is looking straight in his eyes and says, correct. You are. So, what are you gonna do? He goes, I'm going to use this power to become a hero of good and evil. Good, protect the weak, or do what is necessary to keep a balance. And he's silent, but because he's thinking, he does say, though in the end, to protect everyone I can and make sure the people that deserve what they deserve, get it. As he does nod, basically the person, he, she, whatever. So he was like, so, you're ready. He goes, huh? As, well, the whole entire black void disappears, as what Izuku sees right in front of him, a kyber crystal. Basically, one that is different. Has two distinct colors to it. somehow, but I mean, he thinks that's not unusual. So, the voice says, "Take it. You earned it. I can see that you have trained so much for it anyways, and has been waiting for you, Izuku Midoriya. Now, show the world, your world, what a true hero is." As then the voice disappears, no more red and blue eye, just, well, everything's back to, nothing. Like no sound, So, after that, Izuku does go over to the crystal. And if you guys are wondering where is it and stuff, or if it's like in a rock or something, it's just floating there. Izuku just goes and takes it. And he goes like, "Now, how do I get..." As, well, a wall starts to open up as a pathway is just going up. He goes, "Get out of here?" Oh, that's convenient. So he just follows it out, and, well, he gets out pretty quickly. So, out of that, he contacts, Starkiller, saying, "Alright, I'm out of the cave, got my crystal." He was like, when Starkiller's like, "Alright, come pick you up," basically. "Where's your coordinates?" He's like, this. And then he just raises up his hand, shoots out force lightning. In which Starkiller can see it, and he's like, "Gotcha." So he goes over, picks up Izuku. Katsumi basically says, "Do you have it?" He goes like, "Yep," and it's right here. Qui-Gon, seeing it along with Starkiller, he says, "Huh, 2 different colors. Interesting. Anyways, let's get to your design. Or should I say, build your lightsaber." As, well, he nods. So he starts building it with the parts, Starkiller has around. And people ask, was he going to get like a double blade or like 2 different blades and such? And, well, basically, this was a harder thing to figure out. I wanted to have the blade to be, well, very unique to Izuku. But I do think, though, an actual double blade would just be like 2 different lightsabers. But since it's only 1 crystal, that would be the thing. So, you'll see, when Izuku's building his lightsaber, he's just using the Force to help him build it. Unknowingly to him, he starts to, work on it, and the whole entire build is the kyber saber, or not the kyber saber, the kyber crystal gets split into 2 so easily, like it was made to. And Katsumi asks, "Is that supposed to happen?" And no one says nothing. So he builds his, lightsabers, basically. And, when he's done with it, the design is, how can I say? It's like Anakin's mixed with, General Grievous always had like different lightsabers, but of different Jedis. So I want to say has basically the person he has it model after is. I have to make sure I got the name right. He basically got him modeled after Count Dooku, basically. So that mixed into 1 plus his little own thing, adding unique things that will help him in some way or form, enhancing his, Force lightning abilities, and to also increase on his, well, imagine, basically, when he unleashes all his Force abilities to have, like, what Starkiller, always does, and then, Force Unleash is his ultimate, like, attack to kill everyone with ease. I don't know what it was called, so. But anyways. And after he opens up his eyes, he sees it, and he's like, wow, this is unexpected. I didn't think of, like, these people. I mean, not these people like this. Which, well, Qui-Gon is quite surprised, along with Katsumi and Starkiller. It's such a unique way. It basically looks like, they can attach to each other and be used in a way that I don't think many people would think of. So, Starkiller says, nice. So, let's start with your training. Everything you learn with a natural lightsaber. It's like, right, this is gonna be fun. So, that's what they do. They train on the way back. Katsumi kind of helps in some way or form. Talks, basically, and, helps Izuku, move on from, hating Bakugo to just, not care. You know what I mean? He won't be mean to Bakugo, but at the same time, he won't not, be ready to, how can I say this? Not ready to want to kill him. You know? So, basically, after he does this, it does take a while for him to get back to Earth. He gets there, and it's only the 7th month. It took a little bit longer because Izuku went to different planets, fought different creatures, even tamed some beast. But that was all. So, after that, they're home. Katsumi says she is so much in trouble when she gets home. He goes, yeah, this is a good thing I live alone. Which she look at him and she goes, I hate you sometimes. And he was like, I know. Anyways, thanks, Starkiller. So, no problem, kid. Just, show everyone who's boss, alright? Which he does, put the thumbs up. So, after that, Izuku gets home. Katsumi gets an earful from her mom. And, they just basically rest up. Izuku does his thing. He learns from a little bit more Jedis. And, it's so unique when even Yoda says that he's quite surprised with his lightsabers. To think one's blue and one's red, basically. I mean, it makes sense. And, Izuku, I'm trying to figure out why this is. I had the design in it. I wanted to basically make it very unique, different from others. And, he basically goes over, he basically, when he puts it together, he's able to throw it and, he's able to catch it back, basically pull it back to him with the Force. And so on and so forth. Basically, he even says, also, I'm able to combine them both into one, and then it just, basically, the lightsaber becomes a one lightsaber, basically. And, there is, no color. It's just a pure lightsaber that can be see-through. Which everyone's kind of shocked. See-through or just gray. I don't know which one. So, yeah. Basically, I'm not Obi-Wan, but, Qui-Gon and, Yoda are kind of, shocked by this, but Qui-Gon's pleased. So, after this, well, we go to then Izuku on the day of UA after he's been talking to Katsumi for a bit, and he basically came over to visit Mitsuki and her husband and Bakugo. They were glad for Izuku's well-being and stuff and everything, and yeah, so after that thing, it's just him getting to UA, basically going to UA and about to go into an entrance exam. And that's where we're going to leave it off, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy this What If. Bye. I'm going to upload this probably now. Anyways, bye, everyone.